it be great if life never tempted you? You know, if you could just wing it and always, somehow, do the right thing. But let's be real. The modern world is this chaotic place that's just constantly testing our discipline and our peace of mind.
The truth is, life isn't just complicated, it's exhausting. And you know what happens when we get tired or overwhelmed, right? That's when the excuses creep in. We let all the little details trick us into compromising on the big, high standards we set for ourselves. We put things off, we get emotional, we react instead of act.
So, the real question is, how do you hold the line? Because without some kind of clear framework, we're basically defenseless against all that chaos. We just drift, we stray, and we mess up. Well, the Stoics had a really powerful solution for this. Marcus Aurelius, he called them epithets for the self. The modern general James Mattis had a simpler name, flat-ass rules. The idea is the same. You have to know exactly what you stand for. You draw a line in the sand and you hold it. And this is where Stoicism is so helpful. It gives us a whole framework, a set of rules to actually live by. So let's get right into them. We're going to break these 12 rules down into 3 main groups. And this first group, it's all about mastering your inner world. These are the rules for your mindset. So in this section, we're going to hit on 3 huge ideas, only focusing on what's in your control, not suffering from troubles you've just imagined, and finding that balance between being strict with yourself and, at the same time, tolerant with other people. The philosopher Epictetus said that our main job in life is just figuring out the difference between what we can change and what we can't. Think about it like you're an athlete. You can't control the refs, the weather, what the media says, or even if you win the game. So what's left? Your performance, your effort, your choices. That's it. You have to focus only on what's inside your control and just let the rest go. And this idea applies to how we treat people too. The Stoics tell us, look, be strict with yourself. Hold yourself to a super high standard. But for other people, be tolerant. Because you have to recognize that their choices, their flaws, that's all outside of your control. Just like the weather.
And this quote from Seneca just perfectly illustrates the next point. He was always telling his friends, hey, don't be unhappy before the crisis actually gets here. We have this terrible habit of spinning up worst-case scenarios in our heads, right? We suffer from these imagined troubles, wasting so much energy on things that haven't even happened and probably never will. So next time you feel that anxiety starting to build, just remind yourself, stay right here in the present and focus only on what you can actually do something about.
All right, let's move on to our next section, because once you've started to get your mindset right, it's time for action. These are the rules for your habits. We've got 5 really powerful habits here. Owning the morning, just doing one thing every day, making beautiful choices, constantly asking, is this necessary? And yeah, this last one's a little weird, even speaking with the dead. I absolutely love this quote because it shows you just how human the Stoics were. I mean, this is Marcus Aurelius, literally the most powerful man on the planet, and he's in bed arguing with himself about getting up. He just wants to stay under the warm blankets, but he knew that winning the morning was the key to winning the day. So what does winning the morning actually look like? The Stoics gave us a simple 3-part routine. First, you journal to get your thoughts clear. Second, you take a walk outside just to clear your head. And third, you sit down and do your most important work. Your deep work. This little routine helps you start the day with purpose, which connects right to another one of these rules, asking yourself, is this necessary? Marcus Aurelius was constantly asking himself this question to cut out all of the unessential thoughts and actions, so he could focus all of his energy on what truly mattered. Now, Seneca gave this brilliant piece of advice. Every single day, just acquire one thing that will fortify you against misfortune. One small gain per day. You know who else gave that exact same advice? Arnold Schwarzenegger, a huge Stoic fan. He said during the pandemic, just as long as you do something every day, that is the important thing. This focus on tiny, consistent steps also ties into the idea of making beautiful choices. The Stoics believed that every single action, no matter how small, is a chance to practice virtue. Basically, how you do anything is how you do everything. So aim to make beautiful choices. All right, now for the strange one. If you really want to live a good life, you need to start speaking with the dead. And don't worry, no seances or anything like that are involved here. This is the exact cryptic advice that the Oracle gave to Zeno, the guy who founded Stoicism. So what was the Oracle really talking about? Reading. It was about reading. Through the pages of a great book, the wisest people who ever lived are, in a way, alive and well. You can be in the same room with Abraham Lincoln or Shakespeare.
Millions of people just choose to ignore this incredible gift every day. Don't be one of them. Be brave. Talk to the dead. Read.
Okay, for our third and final section, we're going to talk all about perspective. This is where we learn to completely reframe our reality and change how we see the world around us.
And the rules here are absolutely transformative. We're talking about treating success and failure the same, learning to love your fate, turning obstacles completely upside down, and finally, remembering that you are dying every single day.
This metaphor from Marcus Aurelius is just so powerful. Think about it. A rock is a rock, right? It doesn't care if it's going up or coming down. The events themselves, success, failure, they're external. They don't change who you are at your core. So whether you get that big promotion or you get fired, you have to try to remain the same person. These things are imposters, and you have to treat them both just the same. This is the incredible idea of Amor Fati, a love of fate. A blazing fire doesn't care what you throw into it. It just turns everything into more fuel. So when things go wrong, you get to decide, does this bury me? Or do I look it right in the eye and say, good. Mission got canceled? Good. More time to focus on something else. You got beat? Good. Now you've learned a lesson. You choose to see every single event as fuel for your fire. And here we are, the final stark reality check from the Stoics. You are dying right now. We tend to think of death as this single event way off in the future, but Seneca said that's a huge mistake. Death isn't an event, it's a process, and it's happening in this very moment. Memento mori. Remember, you must die. Think of it like the second hand on a clock. Every moment that ticks by now belongs to death. So what are we supposed to do about it? We live. We live while we can. We put nothing off, we leave nothing unfinished, and we seize this very moment while it still belongs to us. Meditating on your own mortality should determine everything that you do, starting right now. Look, these 12 rules aren't just some abstract philosophical ideas. They are ancient, battle-tested tools. They were forged by emperors and slaves and warriors to navigate the chaos of life. They really are your first step to mastery. So here's the takeaway. If you want to stop drifting and start living a life of real strength and wisdom, you don't have to do it all at once. Just pick one. Pick one of these rules. So which one will it be? Which of these 12 rules will you master first? Try applying it today and just see what happens.